Howdy y'all, it's Kentucky Ranger here with another review. I've done a few sports watches in the past. I thought, well, not really in the market for any until this company called Tinwoo Tech reached out to me. I wanted to know if I would be interested in taking a look at one of their sports watches. At first I declined. I'm like, well, no, thanks, but no thanks. But in the emails back and forth, they were telling me about how theirs are different than others, and that they just wanted an honest opinion about their watch, and that they would send me a test unit. I could wear it and tell them what I think about it, and if I want to, make a video review, tell them the truth about the good, the bad, and the ugly with their watch. So I thought, well, what's the worst could happen? So anyhow, without further ado, here is the watch in all of its splendid glory. I put it on my wrist here so you can see the size. It's not teeny and it's not huge. It's a decent size. Now, I'm showing here the picture. They've got all different models and sizes. They got square ones and round ones. One's for ladies, one's for men's. Just unisex, I guess you could call it. So, there's a model for just about everybody. Anyhow, the one that they sent me, it has a plug-in charger here in the back, but they have wireless charging. But I figured they're not going to send me their flagship model. They want me to test it out and see what I think about it, which that's cool. I understand that. But this particular model, it's called the Eclipse Black, and it's $69.99. The Eclipse with wireless charging, it's $10 more. It's $79.99. But both pretty much the same, except that one's got wireless and the other one don't. The cool thing about this is the battery life is awesome on these. I can't believe how long the battery lasts. Charging is very quick. Takes less than 2 hours to fully charge it from completely dead. I let mine die and plugged it in and timed it to see, and it took about an hour and 40 minutes. It really didn't take that long. And depending on the settings that you have, this can go up to 7 days between charges. So that's another thing. Some of the smartwatches I've done in the past, they last a few days, maybe 3 days, 4 days, and that was kind of a hassle having to plug it in all the time. This one, I'll plug it in and I'm definitely good to go for a good solid 5 days in between charges. So that's awesome. To charge it, it comes with this little charger cord here, and it's magnetic. So the way it works is you can't mess up charging it, because with the magnets, see, it won't go in this way. You can't put it in. It has to go in a certain way, and when it does, the magnets grab it and snap it in, and then you just plug it into any USB outlet and charge it. Now, one thing I will recommend strongly is when you're not charging this, keep this unplugged. And the reason is because this is magnetic, and if you can see here, there's 2 electrodes that stick out. So being a magnet, if it gets around anything metal, like my knife here, it's going to stick. Well, what happens when it sticks? It's a dead short. So you don't want to do that. So make sure when you're not using this to charge the watch that you unplug it. But I'd say that most will probably want the wireless charging anyway, because all you have to do is throw it on any wireless charger and it'll charge it up. So that aside, let's dig into the watch itself. It's pretty straightforward. It's a real solid build. There's nothing plastic. Everything on here is metal, so it's not cheap. It's not cheaply made. That's the heart rate monitor LED. There you go. You can kind of see it through the light there. But it keeps track of your heart rate. Speaking of heart rate, wow, I just pulled that menu up somehow or another. But these 3 dials now on an analog watch, they would be like for winding and different features like that. Now, let me get off of there. It's jumping ahead of me. Top button, that just turns the watch on. This is the watch face. I have it set right now. That just turns it on and off. Now, it does have a shake to turn on. I ain't got it on my wrist, so it senses. It's pretty cool the way it senses it. There it goes. Well, anyhow, yeah, you can, what is it called? Raised awake, not shaked awake, raised awake, and it'll stay on. You can set it to stay on for however many seconds you want. Another thing is, if you're in a bright environment and you can't see this, all you have to do is push and hold. You see how it brightens it up. You push it again and it, or no, you just push this and turn it off. Sorry. But the settings, now this is messages, and it tells you it'll store up to 5 different messages, which is pretty cool. And you swipe it up, and this is battery saver mode or economy mode. And what that does is, if your battery's running a little low and you're not anywhere close to where you're going to be able to charge it, that puts it in this energy saving mode, and that's where it'll last well over 7 days if you keep it on that function. That turns the alarm off, which the alarm, it's not audio, but it's a buzzer. Hi, Lily. So you can turn that on and off. And these other buttons, this controls the music. I got my phone here, and you hit play, and see if you can hear it. It's pretty cool. I like that feature. And you can skip songs. Well, skip to the next song. There we go. And it's the volume control. What's really cool about that is if you got your phone in your pocket, you can control your music. If you're jogging or anything like that, you can control it with this, which I really think is cool. The next feature is, if you're like me and you're absent-minded and you misplace your phone, you just click this button and your phone rings for 10 seconds. It's like, okay, here I am. I think that is just so cool. Plus vice versa, and I'll show you when I get into the app. If you lose your watch, you can get the watch to vibrate by using the app. It's pretty cool. Pretty straightforward. This is kind of cool. This is like a relaxation thing, and all it does is it's like a moment of relaxation. Tells you to breathe in and breathe out. I think that's pretty cool. So you can kind of have a moment of silence, moment of peace. I think it lasts a minute, something like that. It's pretty cool. If you need to take a quick break, turn that off. Oh, it won't let me turn it on. It's like, no, you need a break. Then here's the settings. Now this has 15 watch faces. So I'll scroll through some of these. Okay, there's the first one. And there's the one I like. They got all different kinds of watch faces. Now, some of these watch faces you ain't gonna be able to tell, because like this one, this is the night mode. I'll have a picture up. The day mode, it's a white back face. And some of these, like this one, you see this little circle where, well, it's coloring in the circle. What that is that's telling you whatever your goals are for your steps, how close you are to reaching those goals. Oops, let me go back. Come on. Oops, wrong way. Okay. Anyhow, the different watch faces are pretty cool because like it has this, and I mean there's all kinds of different watch faces, so there's one for pretty much anybody's taste. Let me get through here. See, now this one, there's a daytime, and this is the nighttime view. That's pretty cool. And you got the little flowers, and see, this has got that circle too. And what it is the circle completes when you reach your goal for the steps for the day. That one's just a nice little flower bundle. Same thing it's got for your goal. And then it's just kind of a retro look. I kind of like that one too. This one is really cool. See this little plant? I'll have some pictures at different stages. The closer you get to your step goals for the day, the closer this gets to a flower bloom. And once you get to the flower bloom, Lily, I swear, the closer you get, the plant will grow. It's really cool. And if you reach your goal, it turns into a flower, and then there's a little animated with a trophy. It's like, oh, good going. It's pretty cool. It's so straightforward. It's so simple to use. And that's the one thing that I'm really liking about this. There's a stopwatch. Now you can do the stopwatch here, or that center button. There it goes. Turns at the stopwatch. It's just a basic stopwatch. And you stop it, and it's also a timer. Oh, come on. Don't do this. There it goes. I'm sorry, you have to swipe it. So there, it's set for 5 minutes. So it's a timer. So that's pretty cool. Get out of that. The bottom one. Now this is for your sports. Like if you're going to go running or walking, what that does is that sets up, see, it starts your workout routine, and it keeps track of your steps, your heart rate, and all the pertinent information for that. It keeps track of what you're doing during your workout. So whether you're walking or jogging or whatever it is. Now, if I stop this, it's going to say says it's too short. But once you do that, once you get done with that, it shows your highest heart rate, lowest heart rate, and all that good stuff. Of course, see, it's not really going to show anything because I didn't really work out. But it's pretty cool. Let's see. And then same thing with the running. Same deal. But what it is it's set up so where either you're walking or running, it keeps track of what you're going to be doing. Anyhow, yeah, it's too short. I know it's too short. I'm going to have to turn airplane mode on, or this thing is going to drive me nuts. Okay, there we go. Next thing is, see, swipe it down, that's messages. Okay, so that's the sports. And these other settings, if you turn this on, what that does is that sets up, you have an automatic day and night face switch, and it'll automatically switch from the two different watch faces. I'll have a picture up here showing how this works between night and day. It's pretty cool because during the day it's a light face, and during the night it's a dark face, which I think is really cool. And this is a weird one. I guess some people would like it. And what it is it's shake to change. So now with that set, each time you shake your wrist, it changes the watch face. See if I can, without it being on my wrist, it's hard to do. There it goes. So each time you shake your wrist, it changes watch faces. I don't know, it's kind of silly to me, but I guess some people would like that feature. I'm not a real big fan of it. Anyhow, let me go to my favorite. There we go. See, and here's another thing. You can set it to where the light stays on for 5 seconds and goes off. You can set your brightness and all that good stuff. So, and this just means that you got the swipe menu. And let's see, let's get into, okay, we've already done that. Okay, and this keeps track. That's how many steps that I've done today. And that's how many miles I've walked. I haven't done a whole lot. This is how many calories that I've burned for the day. And if you click on that, it shows you where you're at, which it's pretty cool. That way you can keep track of what you're doing. Let's see. What else? There's a lot of different features, I think. Oh, another cool thing is when you have it on here like this, if you want to know what the weather is, you just click that. That's showing the high and the low for the day. That's temperature, sunrise and sunset. That's the barometric pressure. That HPA is, I don't know what that stands for. I read it and now I can't think of it. I'll have the name for it up on the screen right now. But it's basically a barometric pressure reading. The humidity. Got the humidity. You've got wind speed and wind direction. Right now it's 4 miles an hour coming out of the north. And the UV index. Now, come on, get back here. And the UV index, of course, it's nighttime right now, so it's at 0. So it tells you what the UV index is. You see this green arrow at the bottom. What this means is not only do you get your weather forecast, or your weather, but you get a forecast. Oops. And there's a 5-day forecast. And 10-day forecast. All the way to 15 days. So you get a 15-day forecast in whatever area you're in. So that's really neat. It's your own weather channel. At any given time when you click on this, that's really cool, and I like that feature. Instant weather report. This just tells you what your battery life is and that you're linked up Bluetooth to your phone, and just instant access to how many steps you've done for the day. Oh, Lily, I swear. Anyhow, now let's get into the app. The app's really cool. That's its little icon. Just click on that and open it, and it's so simple and straightforward. It's how many steps I've done, and that circle, it coincides with the circle on the watch on some of the watch faces, which shows how many calories I've burned, how many miles I've walked. Another cool feature. See, and it goes into, it has the day, the week, how much I've been walking. I walked a lot Thursday. And then the month and year. Of course, I haven't had it long enough for a yearly total, but it shows here walking, jogging, hiking, the badminton, basketball. That's funny because it's the different sports things. The heart rate, that's really cool. That shows your heart rate throughout the day. And you can go by the different days. It shows my highest heart rate was 99, average heart rate 72. So that's pretty cool. and this is a cool feature. This shows your sleep. Not exactly sure how it works, but it shows how you slept, how long you slept. I think that's pretty cool. Oops, I didn't get it for that day. All right, there we go. Now, my biggest problem is I have sleep apnea, so deep sleep is it's a rarity for me. But you can see it keeps track of your sleep, how deep you've been sleeping. So this is actually pretty cool. Like if you wanted to look, use it maybe for a doctor's visit or something like that. You can see I slept pretty good Thursday and Wednesday. Friday, I think I was charging the phone Friday, and then Saturday. But that's really cool. And then, alrighty, another cool feature that incorporates this with what I showed you with the flower and everything on here is come in here to sports, and you can set your goals. You can set your stride length, run stride, and here you can set your goals, how many steps you want to do each day. I mean, it goes way up. You know, if you want to be a marathoner, I guess you can do 30,000 steps a day. Oof, that's a lot of steps. Oh, whoops, gotta go back. And calories burned goal. That's how many calories you want to set that goal. Distance goal, how many miles you want to run or walk each day. Ooh, 25 miles. Ouch. I don't walk 25 miles in a year. And you can set your high heart rate. And what this does is if you exceed, I have mine set at 160. If you exceed that, this vibration, statico, it'll vibrate the watch to remind you, hey, your heart rate's going up. And plus it has a low heart rate. So what that's for is if you're wanting to do an aerobic workout and you want to keep your heart rate in a particular target area, like say I want my heart rate to be between 95 and 160 beats per minute. I would set these two, and what it would do, and say you can set a low and a high, so you can have a target heart rate for your aerobic workout. Then sedentary reminder. I think that's cool. What that does is it sets a period of time so that if you're not moving, if it's not detecting that you're walking or doing anything, it'll have a little guy that kind of jostles around like he's getting up out of a chair to remind you to, hey, get up, move around. So, you know, it's just very simple, straightforward, and I like it because it doesn't have a lot of complicated things. I mean, it's not that hard to set up, and it helps with a lot of things. It has an alarm, different alarms, so you can set an alarm. It does, like I said, it doesn't have a speaker in it, but the vibration is enough to get your attention even when you're sleeping. You can even add a schedule. Label it. So if you've got like daily routines or certain things that you want to remind yourself of, like take pills or whatever, you can set that up. That's pretty cool. Just a lot of cool features with this watch. It tells you the steps that you've taken for the day, the kcals and the miles. I had to disconnect this. I had something happen, family emergency. I had to I had this plugged in and charging, so I didn't do anything yesterday. So it's showing 0 steps. But if you look at this up here, it has the day, week, month. It even goes into the year, and there you can see I don't walk a whole lot. Of course, I'm disabled, so I don't do a whole lot of walking, but it is cool because it idea of what you've been doing. It shows here 10,086 steps. Average is 387 steps a day, which ain't much. 3.6 miles. Of course, this is for the month. It's funny. Well, it's funny. It ain't funny. And then here it even breaks it down: walking, jogging, cycling, badminton, ping pong, basketball. It's funny. It's got all these different sports that I was showing where you can change which sport you're going to be doing or which event. So that's pretty cool. It even has the calories that you've burnt, or I haven't had it plugged in. See, it's got shows you what's been burning the calories, walking, jogging, and all that stuff. It's really cool, and this also syncs with the iPhone Health app and any other health apps that you might have with your phone. This is a really cool feature. This is the GPS, and this, like, if you want to take a walk, it'll show you, it'll map out where you took a walk. It's pretty cool. I really like that. Yeah, it just kind of shows you where you've been, how where you were walking, how you walked, and stuff like that. It's kind of neat. It is a cool feature. But what I like is just the simplicity of the whole thing. It's really, really cool. Let's see. Okay, firmware update. You can do that. Of course, I got airplane mode turned on, so it's not going to show, but it automatically updates the firmware. And like I said, if you lose the watch and it's laying somewhere, you're like, where'd my watch go? You just click on that and it'll buzz for 10 seconds and light up. So it'll definitely let you know, hey, I'm over here. I think that's pretty cool. Of course, you can unpair the device. However, this is really cool. Take pictures. What you can do is, okay, it turns the camera on, and what you do is, if you were wearing this, see, I'm not wearing it on my wrist, so I'm going to have to emulate shaking your wrist. But you get where the picture's at, then you shake the phone. Whoops. Okay, I don't know if you're I'm sorry. Okay. Each time you shake your wrist, you hear that it takes a picture. So like if you're wanting to do selfies. Okay, come on. Shake your wrist. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I didn't. I think I have to turn it back on. I think it just timed out. Let me try it again. Okay, and you shake your wrist. There it goes. So each time you shake your wrist, you can turn the camera around if you want to take a selfie. There I am. Hey, I can take a selfie. So that's pretty cool. There we go. Whoops. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. I don't know why it did that. Okay. I think okay, there. Then you shake there you go. You take a selfie. Then you just turn it off. That's just a really cool feature. There's just so many different cool things, but it's so simple and straightforward. That's what I really like about it. Is that it's not that hard to set up. Set that up. There's my ugly mug. And I think that it's just really cool. That just tells you where you want to set it up for 24-hour or 12-hour, the system units, temperature units, date and format, message alerts. You can turn those off so that the hours of the evening when you're asleep, it won't do the alerts, which I think is really cool. Notification filter. That way you can turn on and off the different social media things that you want to alert you to. There's the raise wrist awake. You can turn that off. So if you're wanting to go to bed, you don't want the thing flashing in your face all night long. Same thing with this resting heart rate. You can change all these times so that you can just set it up specifically for what you want it for. But I don't know. It's just it's so simple and so straightforward. That's what I really like about it. So that's about it. I probably spend more time than I really need to, because that's just how simple it is. Pairing takes about a minute to pair it. So once you get it, it's really, really simple to pair. But that in a nutshell, that's it. It's cool because they said that if of course I chose to do it because I'm holding the watch, but if you go to their store, and I'll have a link to their website. It's tinwootech.com. If you enter Kentucky 10 in the checkout, you will get a 10% discount on these. So that's really cool. I just like it. I just think it's a cool watch. I mean, and it sure don't cost the $150 to $300, whatever some of these other sports watches cost. I mean, for what you're getting, like if you got the wireless model, it's $79.99. But man, it's cool. It's easy, simple, straightforward. That's what I like about it, and it works. And trust me, nothing on this is cheap. Nothing on here is plastic. Everything is metal. The clips, the clamps, the doodads, all the other stuff. I'm not real sure what the crystal's made out of, but I've been working on my car because I've been wearing this for about 3 weeks now. And other than fingerprints, there's not, of course now, hang on. Let me polish it. Get the oil off of it. There you go. There's no scratches. It's pretty much scratch free. So it's a nice crystal. Not sure what it's made out of, but it's tough, because I've been bumping and grinding and scratching with it, and it's holding up. What's really cool, you can get different bands for this. And to swap bands, all I gotta do is just pull that. Oh, there, it's wanting to take my blood pressure. That's what it does, that little LED. It's trying to take my blood pressure. But these bands are so simple to replace. Is you just pop it in, pop the old one out, pop the new one in. There, it's good to go. And because it's with your wrist, it's not like you're gonna accidentally pull that and pop the thing off of your wrist. I really like that. Yeah, it's taking my it's trying to take my blood pressure, my heart rate. Just all in all, a really cool watch. So anyhow, that in a nutshell's it. The watch is waterproof by I think 6 meters. So you can actually go swimming with this watch. I wear it when I'm showering and stuff like that. So it's definitely water resistant, or waterproof to 6 meters. It's compatible with Apple and Android. So pretty much any smartphone I think will work. But if you're not running an Apple or an Android, I'd check before you buy it. I'm not real sure the other different smartphone models, but I do know that it will work with Apple and Android. It's waterproof. That's about all I have to say about it. It's a really cool watch. Another thing is, if you just have it sitting and it's not doing anything like it is right now, standby is 14 days. So it will last a long time between charges. So anyhow, that's it. If you like it, great. If you don't, I don't know why you wouldn't. I think it's cool. I really do. I think this is going to be my favorite watch, because it just has a good solid feel to it. It's a really cool watch. So anyhow, appreciate y'all watching. God bless. Take care, and to good health. We'll see y'all later. Bye.